Hi, Dr. Kratz.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You were having a little bit of
Thank you.
difficulty
I just
joining.
iced out and then came back in. Yay!
That's always the answer, right?
Exactly. Put it on the OFF position. Yes.
Yeah. And here comes Lisa. We have Lisa joining us. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh, this is so exciting. Week 2, session 2 dropping. Sports social work, where it's
Welcome, everyone. Oh, we have a comment in the chat. Rank Rat Collectibles. I'm a social worker and I also have a sports collectibles business. I am happy this page exists, but I still don't know much about it. Well, you're in the right place to learn. Thank you for that. I'm trying to get Lisa to join in here now.
Awesome. Hey, Carrie Doyle, we see you. How are you, girl? Yay. Okay. From my side, I don't see all the list of who's in the room, in the house, but welcome, everybody.
You can't see everything?
I see a scroll when you're like invited in, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you see it, Steph?
Yeah, like a scroll. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Paul Kratz, I see you.
I'm just trying to get Lisa in. It says that she tried to join, but for some reason.
Miss Montana, how are you? Yay.
Welcome back, Miss Montana. She was with us last time. Let's see if she comes back in. I'm going to try to invite her again and see.
Yeah. She's probably having a heart attack right now, you know.
Oh, there we go. Right?
Oh my God. I'm a sports social worker. I'm not a tech genius.
It's okay.
Great to see you, Lisa.
Oh my God, great to see you both. Stacy.
Great to see you. Well, I'm just going to wait a couple more minutes to make sure we get people logging on. Welcome, Kay. Welcome, Miss Montana, the BFCA experience. Welcome, Marley. Patrick, welcome. Lisa, thank you for being with us today.
No, I'm to it all day. I was thinking about it and just like, yay, I get to be with my favorite ladies from AS.
Yes. Boy, we keep it going. I'm just thinking about that first call I got from you, Lisa. But we'll talk in a minute about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Welcome, so Ashley. Welcome.
Hi, Ashley. Hey, Patrick.
The BFCA experience says excited about this combo. We are too.
Yeah. Thanks for being here.
Marley, you've been doing amazing things. We're so proud of you.
I'll just put the plug in now. Our next guest is on the next episode is gonna be the BFCA experience, Marley Holmes. So just putting that plug in there right now. So stay tuned for this episode and the next one as well.
Wow. Awesome. Yay. Thanks for saying yes, Marley. Lexi's here. Ashley. Woo. Glad to be back, Ashley. Yay. Oh, man. Yeah.
All right. Well, we have 2 participants on. Some will probably trickle in later. For those of you that don't know, I'm Stephanie Rosado. I am on the exec team for A-Swiss, and I'm here with Lisa Bonta Sumii and Dr. Stacy Kratz. I'm going to let Dr. Stacy Kratz introduce herself as well as Lisa. So go ahead and take it away.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Steph. So, hi, everybody. Again, welcome to episode 2. Looking forward to just moving this discussion about sports social work and what we're doing and all the exciting movement in the sports social work movement. Lisa, I'm so just humbled because you're always so available and willing to share your expertise with Steph and I, but with everybody, you're just there, and you're generous, and we're just so grateful for that. So I'm at USC. I teach in the School of Social Work. I've been there since 2011. I'm a clinical associate professor. I teach the policy sequence course, and I'm also the faculty lead for the Sports Social Work Task Force at our School of Social Work. On the executive committee for the Alliance of Social Workers in Sports, I'm an elected member at large, and I'm happy to say I'll be starting my second term in January. And it's just, that it's that place that has a huge magnet that I just want to be all the time working on sports social work. So thanks a lot, Steph, who I'll put a plug, who does the tech behind this and is the brains, and she's just everything. So thank you, Steph. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I want to, hey, Steph, can I introduce Lisa now?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, because we got to do this formal thing. Lisa is a therapist for over 21 years, in clinical experience. She's licensed in California and Nevada. She is part of the ASWIS Social Work Clinicians Committee, active member, coming in every month and sharing and taking and giving and everything so that we all can be the best that we can be. She's obviously a private practice clinician, and she's the CEO, drum roll, and founder of the New Ath Mindset LLC. And I know we want to hear more about that. So, of course, Lisa's work supports elite athletes and athletes at other stages in their athletic endeavors, focused on optimal mental health and peak mental health performance, mental sport performance as well. She works with adolescent sport teams, collegiate student athletes, Olympians and Olympic hopefuls, and professional athletes and professional teams. Of course, she is also the first ever mental health and sport performance specialist for the Oakland Roots Sports Club, which is a professional men's soccer team. And they are a purpose-driven club, and they know they needed Lisa on the team for optimal mental health. So Lisa sees athletes. We love your vision, Lisa, because you see athletes as a multidimensional human being that have to navigate various roles and responsibilities and identities. And your approach makes us humbled, but also we want to learn from you. And we're just grateful that you're here. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much for that incredible introduction. I'm like, oh, wow, she's talking about me?
Of course we are. You're amazing.
I appreciate it. I'm excited for this conversation. We can't have it enough. When you say I'm generous, I feel like it's my duty. I want to say duty, responsibility to keep these conversations going. So whenever I have the opportunity, I'll say yes. And that's why I'm here, and that's why I'll always be here when ASWIS calls on me to be. So thank you for having me.
I wanted to say, like I mentioned a little bit at the beginning when I just met you, Lisa, and Lisa emailed first and said, "Hi, Stacy, I'm just really interested in what you guys are doing, because I guess I actually am a sports social worker. I didn't really know there was this organization out there. Can you meet and we can just talk?" And so I said, of course. And we had a Zoom meeting, and I think it lasted about 2 hours. And we just had so much in common, and we wanted to learn from each other. And then, of course, that day, Lisa joined ASWIS and became a member, and then quickly said, "Oh, well, of course, I'm going to be on the clinicians committee." So thanks for that too, Lisa. That was a fun conversation that I'll never forget.
No, that was great. And thank you for being so accessible. I know we had technical difficulties because it was, I was in the car with my family, and I'm like, "Oh, it's Stacy. I got to," but like made it happen because we're resourceful humans.
Yeah.
Actually also sent a similar email to Stephanie, and I
was just thinking that.
Like, okay, wait, your personal color, that's important to me. I want to talk with you as well and get a breadth of feedback and experience in ASWIS. So I really appreciated the time you took to talk to me as well and lead me in different directions that are all sort of like coming into full circle now. So I really appreciate both of you.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. And just for those of you listening, that's what it's about, networking and paying it forward. You know, we're a community, we're a family. I say that all the time. So, you know, if you're here for the first time, if you're a vet, you know, still network, still connect, reach out. Don't be afraid to ask questions. This is how we all got started.
Exactly. And I learned a lot and was so inspired by the first symposium last year. And now I was able to be a part of it this year and actually be on the panel. And thanks to Stacy's invitation, it's just like we lift each other up, and we want to grow and learn from each other.
I hear feedback. Do you guys? Go on.
Oh,
good.
Fine.
Yeah. Anyway.
I may have lost my audio for, I think I got it back. Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That was weird. So I missed the last part of what you said. Can someone fill me in? Just real quick, the last couple sentences.
No, I think just the importance of, like, yes, giving back, reaching out, connecting with each other. I mean, when we uplift each other and what we're doing, we are uplifting our profession, and that's super important. You know, social workers can do so much in the sport realm. And I think it's so inspiring to hear what everyone's doing at different levels, whether it's research, advocacy, case management, the clinical work, the front office work. It's like, it's all really amazing to see.
Yeah, agreed. So, Dr. Kratz, do you want to start off with the first question, or would you like me to? You can feel free to go ahead.
Yeah, you know, Lisa, in just a general sense for everybody listening today and for everybody that's going to tune in later on the recorded version, how do you see sports social work?
Wow. So sports social work to me is being the social worker that you were trained to be in whatever area that is and applying it to sport. So bringing the standards and ethics of our profession to sport, to folks who play the sport, so to the athletes, but also to coaches, to agents, to trainers, people who interact in the sports space, interact with athletes. You know, it's a privilege of mine to be able to bring that clinical experience and training and knowledge to promote, you know, mental health across the board. So my purpose and passion is the athletes, but I'm learning to love working with coaches too. And agents are also I'm collaborating with, which are super important because agents can often be the bridge to mental health services and support for the athlete. And the trainers also, who actually spend, you know, hours and hours a week with their athletes and are listening while they're getting treatment and hear what they're going through. So there's so many ways we can interface in all the different ways that sport manifests. So and you know me, I view the athlete as a full human. So to bring that social work perspective, the athlete in their environment and in their multiple identities is super, super important. I feel like if you're not able to fully do that, there's a little bit of a missed mark. And so I'm proud that our profession from the get serves humans in that way. And that now that I've chosen to bring that perspective to athletes, coaches, trainers is all, you know, super just exciting and just always something new, always something to learn, always something to grow in, and also to provide value where I can.
It's so inspiring. And I love the idea that it's with coaches, agents, and trainers as well, because it totally goes into our family systems and systems theory approach. Fabulous. Yeah.
Yes, and I like what you said about intersecting with all those different professions who come in contact with the athletes, right? Because that's us addressing the holistic approach and the athlete as a whole in their environment and with the people that they love, care about, work with, and everything. So thank you for providing that perspective.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Well, with that, I can move into the next question. And you kind of alluded to this a little bit already, but what motivated you to join A-Swiss? Or you kind of already alluded to that, so maybe speak into other factors that surprised you once you joined, and kind of your perspective on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think what surprises me the most is all the different ways that social workers can interface with the sport community. I mean, I think that I joined to learn, to support one another, to uplift. And then also I learned, which is super cool, is that you don't have to be a sports social worker to join. You can be someone who's interested in doing the work of sport and the work of human behavior, the work of uplift of mental health, and still join. As a matter of fact, one of my good friends, Betsy Cutler, who's not a social worker, but is a athlete mental health educator. She and I met through ASWIS, and now we're in a strategic partnership where we're serving the NAIA and NJCAA athletes nationwide. So if it wasn't for ASWIS, we would have never met, and we would have never been able to collaborate on the same levels and have the same like mind. You don't have to be a social worker to understand that need and that approach. And she has a psychology background and athlete sport management background. So it's a nice pairing. And to be able to bring, again, that more holistic systemic approach to athlete mental health is really, really just invigorating and exciting. I tell everybody all the time, I feel 20 years younger doing this work. So it's just it's cool. So to meet people I didn't think I would be able to meet, to make connections, to learn about the NFLPA and their clinical registry, to learn about USOPC and their clinical registry, and to know that these entities on a large level support athlete mental health. And it's just really cool. I mean, there's so many doors that I don't think I would have walked through without meeting the people I have through ASWIS.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And, you brought up a good point that we try to put out there, on social media and everything. We're called the Alliance of Social Workers in Sports, but other professions can join. Students who have, might just be beginning their social work career can join. You don't have to be an expert at social worker in sports to join. That's what it's for you to learn and kind of expand and grow your skills or grow your knowledge base. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah. I want to insert too that there's membership fees are less for students as well, and less for potential members coming in from developing countries too. So we really make it so that it's accessible for everybody.
Yeah. And we also, and this is a good time to mention this, feel free to put your comments in the chat. We will answer as we go. And we actually have a question in the chat from, it looks like, hopefully I'm saying this right, but Cesar Marin? I don't know. But what resources do you recommend for mental health pertaining to athletes? So I guess we can throw in some plugs there. And do you have any that you would recommend off bat?
Yeah, I mean, Stacy, I'm sure you do too. I mean, I think we all do. I think I'm doing some close work with Voice in Sport. So they are primarily for female athletes, girls and women, and they do a podcast. You can interact with a professional athlete as a mentor, a collegiate athlete. You can take and look at sessions, and I do the sessions like on mental health. Others do on nutrition, sports science. So that's a really good resource. Galea Health. I'm gonna say it wrong. Forgive me, you three. Galea Health. I want to say you three, the founders over there. They have sort of like what's equivalent to like a psychologytoday.com, but for practitioners who work and serve athletes. And you can look them up at galeahealth.com. My Huddle is another one that I've interfaced with. They focus on collegiate athletes. And then, of course, the Cutler Wellness Programs. Betsy Cutler, she has the Athlete Mental Health Link app where you can actually go on there for free and check out. There's resources, there's articles, there's podcasts. There's actually a 9-question sort of questionnaire that you can actually track your own mental health over time. I'm seeing Athletes for Care or Who Care also in the chat, which is great. There's actually a lot as I think about it, which is great. And they're all new and they're all up and coming and doing things. So I don't know, Stephanie or Stacy, if you guys have other ones.
Well, yes, and I think linking to other organizations as well, like Laureus Sport for Good. They're doing a lot of work in mental health, like for children, like the Reebok program, Box Kids. They have all sorts of mental health resources that we can share as well. Obviously, the USOPC materials. It's growing exponentially because we know that it's part of the discussion globally to take care of athletes, and that athletes are a vulnerable population, and that social workers are positioned to be of high impact to make lives better and communities better.
Yeah, and a couple more, or one more that I think of, are organizations like Women Win and things like that. And please, for everyone listening, do not underestimate the power of Google when it comes to helping an athlete. One Google search with athlete mental health will pull up an array of mental health resources for athletes, including ASWIS. So,
yes,
yeah.
Do.
Yeah, and another thing I always remember to tell people is on our ASWIS website, on all the way in the right-hand side, you'll see resources, and there'll be like a whole bibliography of articles on like best practices, on what's happening, not only in mental health, but all realms of where social work and sport meet. So lots of research coming out very, very soon, and now.
Yeah. And so Miss Montana asked a question about providing a list of these resources that have been mentioned. And so we will try to do that through social media, but our website also has resources available, as Dr. Kratz also mentioned. So stay tuned for that. Dr. Kratz, do you want to move on to the third question?
Well, yeah, I'm really, so we know about your role in sports social work, Lisa, and how you've just like taken your 22 decades plus level of experience and expanding it. What advice do you give to aspiring sports social workers? Anything particular, like, who want to transition? Because it is hard. We do know that it's about networking. How would you answer that?
I mean, as you know, I transitioned. It's like a second career. I had the nerve to go back to school and actually, like, after 20 years doing the work, add the CMPC to it, which I'll be taking that exam next month. But not everyone has to do that. ASWIS has their own sports certificate program. It's you understanding what you want to do. And I knew that I wanted to supplement my clinical work with the sport performance side and know that profession, know those standards, know those ethics, know that as its own standalone entity and combine them. Not everyone does that. Not everyone needs to do that. It's you knowing what you want to do. So I think, so that means everyone's story is going to be different, but I have learned that networking and leaning on your relationships and trusting your own voice is super important. I mean, for example, my work with the Oakland Roots, that wasn't a, what's it called? Advertised position or job opening. It was, I was doing my best, as social workers do, to try to reach out and get resources, collaborate with people. Who do you know? And I got introduced to one of the owners of the Roots. We had a chat. Then he introduced me to someone else in the Roots, the technical director, the coach, the technical team. And then we just started talking. And unbeknownst to me, those were probably different levels of an interview. Because last talk, it's like, so when do you start? When do you start? I'm like, start what? Like, what? Next fall? Oh, shoot, meet the guys, start our program. I'm like, now? Thank you very much. It's just, you just never know. You never know who you're talking to, what they might need. Trust and believe in yourself that you have something to offer. Like, one of the questions in that round was like, have you ever worked with sport teams before? And I was like, no, but I've worked with teams and it's the same thing. I've worked with corporate teams. I've run groups. I've done all kinds of teams except sport teams, but I can transfer those skills and those abilities and understanding onto a sports team because it's a system. It's a family. I can transfer that over. And so he believed me when I said that. So, so here I am. But that's just an example. Like, go get yours, basically.
Yeah.
Also, what I did, and I don't know, people have different feelings about this, but I did pro bono work at the beginning. I can continue to learn and build from my own experience and also provide service, but also continue to make those connections. So speaking to teams at any level you can. I was on a call earlier with an NBA basketball agent. I'm going to talk to him and his colleagues about athlete mental health. And, you know, just keep the conversations going in any way you can. It's going to touch somebody, you know, and it's going to lead to something. It's going to lead to an opportunity for you or someone else. So
that's I can just feel the energy there, and I know that it's so true, and it's in your DNA, Lisa. It really is. And you know, the other thing that I think I would add for even aspiring sports social workers is use all your skills. If you're a great writer, get out there and write all the time. If you're a great social media person, get out there and spread the word. Like really tuning into like what you are really good at and those places where you love to be, the magnet, right? And expand on it and keep going and don't give up and surround yourself with all of us who want your success, and we're committed to it.
Exactly. And I feel that. I know everyone else will, coming into the family of A-Swiss and being around each other. It's a family, really.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and I think you hit on, you know, you dropped some gems for our audience, you know, like as far as transferable skills and how to set yourself up and knowing your worth and what you bring to the table and kind of how to present that, you know, for anyone listening. That's a game changer right there. Sometimes you're not going to have the experience, but you have the skills. So, you know your worth. And I think a couple of people commented on that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I think one thing, like as a group facilitator and group therapy and running team meetings and things like that in the different agencies I've worked at and in my own private practice before, like, I guess I've learned how to like hold room and facilitate a room. So like I'm having all kinds of fun on Clubhouse. Another opportunity to have conversations. I mean, people are interviewing me. I'm like, what, me? Like, oh, okay. Like, as you can see, I'm not shy to talk. So like, you know, I love, again, having the opportunity to speak about it because it's a culture shift right now, athlete mental health, and it's super important to continue to normalize the conversations, break down that stigma, and just on any platform you can.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Dr. Kratz, do you have any more questions for Lisa?
Lisa, you have been quoted in amazing media outlets, both nationally and internationally. How did that happen?
I don't know. I mean, my networks. I mean, Gallia Health, I'm a provider with them. I've been talking to them from their inception. They hooked me up with my Time Magazine interview. They hooked me up with my Teen Vogue. And then, I don't know how it happened, but then the BBC contacted me. I thought it was spam. I thought it was a joke. I'm like, I'll talk. Okay, be ready in half an hour. I'm like, oh my God, my hair. But I think, I don't know. And then sports.
I think her connection is going out. We'll just wait a couple of seconds. See it.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Here
there
it
you
is.
go.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
And so, Sports-epreneur, Eric Kazimoff, the founder of that platform, actually said, I love what you're talking about. I've heard you on this and that. I'm like, oh, you did? Oh gosh, everybody's listening. But anyway, and he was like, I would like to do a podcast for you. All you have to do is come and talk. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I love that because people are asking me, you should do a podcast. I'm like, I'm not doing all that tech stuff. I told you ladies at the beginning, I'm not a tech person. I like the human connection. Don't be making me do all that stuff. But like he said, I'll take care of it. Just send me a list of your guests and I'll take care of everything.
Oh.
And now in the future, both Stacy and Stephanie are going to be on it, upcoming. But I have all kinds of people in the sports world, athletes, again, agents, trainers, doctors, just to keep the conversation going. So it's exciting. Super exciting.
Yeah. I have one more question, Lisa, for you. Kind of like maybe two, but this one, you keep talking about this interdisciplinary kind of multi-professional aspect to like athletes and like mental health and their well-being. Can you speak a little bit to that and kind of how it looks with the Oakland Roots and your role? Can you speak a little more to that interdisciplinary approach?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, the Oakland Roots is a super special club. Like, I was attracted to reaching out to them because they're purpose driven. Mm-hmm. They are an equity and inclusion based club. All their players, I mean, shoot, there's probably 2 or 3 languages on the field at one time. Yeah. They're international. They're from the Congo. They're from also the heart of Oakland. We pride ourselves in our local roots and supporting Oakland as a town. And our fans really are passionate about who the Roots are and what we stand for, which really means a lot. I was reading a post the other day that like we have so many different fan groups that come and cheer us on. We got the drums, we got the smoke, we got everything. Yeah. And I read a post that said like, thank you Roots for giving us something to believe in. Wow. Oakland has a history of that lack of belief given to us. We've always believed in ourselves, but that lack of belief in us. And so I think that like to have that means a lot. Lexi, who's on this call right now, #for the town, came out. She's a professional soccer player herself. Came out, supported us, wrote us up a little bit. She, so I interact with not just the players, but the trainer, the coaches, our CPO. All these letters are gonna mess me up. Our chief purpose officer. Sorry, Mike Geddes. The owners. We all work together, and next year is gonna be even better. I'm so excited. We're already planning. Our season just ended Saturday night. We're gonna continue to build and grow and make an impact on these guys' lives. That they give up so much. They have families. They have kids. These are humans. They're brown people, they're Black people, they're from Oakland, all of it. So they have their own multidimensional experience. They have their own lives. And they strive to be seen for that. Like, they're not just footballers, and they don't just come out here to entertain you and perform for you. Like, they want to be known as the people that they are. Not in an egotistic way, but like, you don't know what's going on in my life, that when I come out here and like play for you guys, and it's their love. They love their fans. It's a great atmosphere. I mean, we always have ways to grow. Every organization does, and we're going to work on those things. We had so many areas of adversity with not even a field to play on, field that we have to assemble and deassemble every game. The effort of that and the way people come together and don't complain and just do it because there's a deeper purpose, and know that we're involved in the community and the youth. So anyway, I could talk on and on about the pride I have for my own Oakland Roots family, but I'm just proud to be a part of it. And this is just the beginning.
That's amazing. And Dr. Kratz, it's just what you're passionate about, that sport for development, sport as an equalizer you mentioned last time. And so what Lisa is talking about really connects to that other part of sport social work, right? And using sport for community development and peace and bringing people together.
Yeah, the marriage of it all. But Lisa, they are, I'm so biased, but they're so lucky to have you. So we are so lucky that you're part of us. So we forever thankful, and we're forever grateful for you teaching us as well as you keep learning more and more. You use the word, multi-dimensional all the time about what it means to be an athlete, and that's across the lifespan, because you're getting the professionals, but we're talking about little kids on a field that are picking up, those kids that are in the stands that are picking up on that culture change that's we're in the swell of it now, and we're riding the wave, and we're making big change.
Absolutely. And I can see it firsthand. I'm the mom of a high level athlete. She plays softball. So I see the atmosphere that she has to perform in. It's a lot. And she struggles with her own, belief, perfectionism, negative thoughts. So I'm happy that my profession helps me be a better parent, helps me, a better wife. And it's just awesome. I've learned the most about me through my profession, and I will never forget it. I'll always give back to it. I want to do more things for sure. Stacy, you talked about what is Ath Mindset LLC. So what I'm doing now is actually growing my business so that my goal and my vision is to have a practitioner in every state of our United States serving athlete mental health, either as a licensed clinician or a certified mental performance consultant, and want to make sure that we touch as many athletes, families, hearts, individuals to be the best that they can and to strive. And we know that an athlete's lifespan, depending on where you're at, can end at any time, professionally, collegiately. Mine ended as a high schooler. So what is next? What is it doing? And being able to support through that. And then my last thing is, you're going to die, but I got invited to speak at a TED Talk. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Congratulations.
So I'll be representing A-Swiss there again. So who knew? The talking thing was one of my greatest fears back in the day. And now I've developed it. I love it. I just, as you can see, get inspired and energized by it. So I'm just another opportunity to have these conversations going, to just touch as many people as we can. I mean, that's really what this is about for me.
Yeah, way to go. I think we have to wrap it up, unfortunately, but that doesn't mean the end of this conversation. It just means this portion. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for coming out and talking with us, for being a diehard member of A-Swiss, for just being you and doing what you do. We so appreciate it. And thank you for coming in and dropping some gems on us. We truly appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who joined in to listen. Episode 3 will be with Marley Holmes, the BFCA experience. So make sure to tune into that next week. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, Steph. Bye, everyone. Good to see you all. Bye.